I'm just waiting for a brew, so I'm going to run off again in a minute. See who comes in. Oh God, I'm so excited. Just because a lot of things are connecting as usual, like they have been for quite a while. So I thought I'd just come on and ask how everybody is, and I'm going to go into a chat of, I don't even know what I've put the title on. What's the title? Collective consciousness, because I'm just finding it ace with what is going on within ourselves right now, and people that I connected with a few years ago. Some of you are on here who know these people anyway, but I'm just like, must have been. Hi, Mary. So I'm just going to nip off and just get me brew quickly while I'm just waiting for people to come in. So if anyone's wondering where I am, I'm just nipping to go and get my brew. Hi, Reese. Hi, Mark. Hi, Candice. Hi, Ricardo. And anyone else who's lurking. I just need a pen. I need to just write some notes, because I never write anything down anyway, because I just never read it. It's like when I write a shopping list to go shopping, I either never take it with me, put it in my bag and never get it out, and then forget stuff, because it's like I like writing the list, but I don't actually look at it. Right, just let me jot something down here. I don't know how to start, but I will start by just asking how you all are. Hi, Dolly, Reese and Andrea. Okay, oh, Reese and Andrea. Hi, Reese and Andrea. So, hang on, that's, no, I was going to say that's bugging me over there, but it doesn't matter. So how is everybody before I start? I did take some dreads out at this section here, because I thought, oh my God, like, they're annoying me now, this, that, and the other. They've nearly, 17 house, they've nearly been in 6 months at the end of this month. Hi, Sleeping Warrior. And I took about 4 out, and now I'm going to put them back in again, because I just thought, no, I think I was just having a bit of a blip. I think everyone's having a bit of a blip with the hair, especially men who can't get their hair cut unless they're just shaving it all off. So I thought, no, what we're doing. But it was quite funny, because my hair's grown and it's down here. When I actually took them out, and it took about 2 hours to take one out, so no, I won't be doing it. Put them back in. So luckily I only took a few out, so I've only got to put a few back in. Don't know what I was thinking. Must have been bored. I get them random thoughts in my head. I do like my dreads, so I don't know what I was thinking about. Maybe I was just intrigued to see if you can get them out, which you can, by the way. If you didn't know, you can brush them out after years. It just takes ages. It can take days. Still enjoying the free holiday. Yeah. How's everybody else? I'm just... something's just made me in a really good frequency tonight. I mean, I normally am anyway. You know, I can have my quieter times, and I can, you know, whatever. We all get through stuff, but it's just the whole thing with... I've been trying to explain to people the stuff I've gone on about about the awakening as in what's going on in the 3D world. And I'm sorry, people, to say the 3D world, but that's how we describe it because it is 3D. So if anyone ever sits in the chat going, oh, I don't know what she goes on about, she's talking in code. I'm not talking in code. You'll know if you know what I mean. That's just the way it is. Hi, Five Flames. I wish I could hang out, but I'm at work. Oh, you can catch up later. Thank you. Hi, Danny. Is feeling happy and thankful, spent today delivering goodie bags to sick children. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, Mary. And that's beautiful to be thankful and giving gratitude out as well, because that's what the universe likes, gratitude. This whole universe, it's like a magical place. I know some people are going to go, what are you talking about? Do you know what's going on in the world right now? Well, yeah, I'm fully aware of what's going on. I'm fully aware of the corruptness. I got a comment off someone the other day, again, just makes me laugh now, about, on the Q side of things, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You know, these people who don't believe in it, and that's fine. But I have always said, it's nothing to do with politics. It's beyond that. It just looks in the 3D that it is, because we need something to shake you up, because normally an awakening within yourself comes through a trauma. So if you've not specifically maybe gone through a big trauma in your life, this may be the big trauma in your life that needed you to shake you up a little bit with, what's going on. So it's affecting some people more than others. Personally, not affecting me, because I've been a bit of a hermit when I've been doing the whole researching on so-called conspiracy things, really. So it's not really affected me. But I'm not going to talk about all that, because I've talked about that for nearly, hi Mike, 3 years, and it's there if people want to. I mean, it's there now anyway, it's in your face. It's in your face. The whole world's in the same position, and the whole world, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, even some of the stuff I've been saying, people are scratching their heads, and that is a fact. And no one can say it isn't, because it is. Hi, Rasta Bear, it is. No matter what level you're on of, and I don't like saying levels because we're not on levels, but no matter where you're at with that, the whole truth is we're all in lockdown worldwide, we're all in it together. Hi, Paul from Newcastle, and people are scratching their heads. Whether they're believing in the, Maxines, we'll say Maxines, you know what I mean, with a V. Whether you're believing in that or not, you're believing in this, that and the other, blah, 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 and all that. Hi, you. So people are scratching their heads. But beyond that, what I'm so in awe at the minute is just this place that we live in. My personal belief is we do come here, we incarnate, we come here to play the game with certain people. And the things that I've been coming across lately and getting more into, especially when you meditate and stuff like that, and people go on about channeling, and yes, you've seen orbs on my live chats. You won't see them now because of the lighting, and people say, why is it this, why is it that? They're like plasma, so they are affected by the light. Some people scoff it, some people don't believe it. Hi, Paul. That's up to you or them, because to me, it's an experience. Everything we came here to do is to experience, and if you're experiencing something, no one can tell you any different. I can say this out loud because I'm not afraid of looking stupid. I'm so-called stupid. Hi, Rachel. I'm not afraid of looking silly, whatever, because I'm not in fear of any of that. People thought I was that anyway, so a bit airy-fairy, hence the YouTube name. So none of that bothers me. It's a compliment. If someone says you're mad, you're this, you're that, that's a compliment, because at least I'm not normal, stuck in the 3D. So, yeah, the orbs, I communicate with them. I will say that they flash you, that you've seen stuff when I've said stuff, but I do stuff on my own as well, and they communicate. And yes, there's dust particles, but you can tell an orb from a dust particle. But that's all I'm saying on that. Also, there's a lot of people I came across when I first came onto YouTube, and if you know who you are. I don't know if you still watch me. I know there's people on my channel who know, like Cheryl Etty on here. Came across you, came across Indy. I don't know if she's on YouTube now. I know I've just watched it. Some people won't know what I'm talking about, but it's a girl that I came across with another girl called Kelly. I think it was Plato's. Might still watch me. I don't know. 33 in chat. Lovely girls. That were talking at the time when I came on. I don't even know how long I've been on YouTube for, but we're talking about they were in the spiritual thing. We did have a few conversations. Well, I had a couple of conversations with Kelly, and it was all about the law of attraction, manifesting, because this is a manifesting world, but we've been a bit, it's not been as strong, I don't believe, as it can be because of certain things that are going on with certain controllers, let's say, that control certain things that make it hard for us to manifest. We can manifest, but I just believe at a sort of stronger level, if anyone understands that. But anyway, these ladies that I came across a few years back, one of them has just done a live, hi Memphis, one of them's just done a live on Instagram, and I just went over and she was talking. I was like, yes, I knew I was connected to these people. Even Roxanne, the globalist denier, when I came across her before I met her, a couple of years before, she'd seen me and I seen her. We didn't know each other. And then we connected through Q and all that and stuff like that. It was mad. And this other girl, so she's on today on Instagram, she's talking about starseeds. I know this will lose some people. Coming to play the game, coming here to help the consciousness, the collective consciousness awaken. Some people are not into that, but I am. So, yeah, orbs are in the sky. It's how we can have it. There's orbs everywhere. It's energy. Everything's energy. And she was talking about the energy and the frequencies, which is what I'm always banging on about. And sometimes it might not sound, she did a really good job on it, but it's all the same thing. And talking about Atlantis and, I cut myself with my dread. When you're doing your dreads, it goes right in your finger and hacks a load of skin out your finger. I was like, brilliant. Yes, I did. And she was saying when she meditates, and it's funny because 007 spoke to me today, texted me today, said something about getting back in contact with higher self, and because this is what it's about. It's also getting in contact with our higher selves, source, the universe. There's many different words. You could say ETs out there. The different energies, basically everything's energy. It's a frequency. They're all on a different frequency. It's energies. That's what orbs are as well. So she was just talking about and saying about Atlantis when people remember the past lives, and I'm like, I wonder if that's why I've always hated deep water. Like, just it just makes me think. I'm like, and the whole Atlantis thing. Me, myself, it doesn't matter about anyone else, I do resonate with them stories, but as in, I personally believe, I'm working on my dreads right now, I hate it when I poke myself, oh, it hurts so much. I took 4 out and I've got to put them back in again. I don't know why I took them out, it's like I wanted to see, but I was like, no, get back in. So, yeah, slice my finger to death. If you've got dreads, and it's a lot catch hook, I don't know what you call it, where it's got a bit on the end, it slice your finger. Oh, yeah. It is. So you might be sitting thinking, what is she talking about? But I personally believe the pyramids are not what they say they were for, because I'm not into what all of science say. I'm not saying all of science are lying, but at the end of the day, what we're trying to do within ourselves is alchemy. That's what the Egyptians knew about alchemy. Alchemy, the people call it magic now. It's not, it's alchemy. It's the chemicals within us and all that. How we, as someone was saying today, how we control our emotions, and it's alchemy, and this is what we're doing right now. We're ascending in our transformation of ourselves like a butterfly out of a chrysalis, out the dark to the light, spreading our wings, and we're rising up against all this crap. But what do you think of Dr. Steve about the Kennedys? Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at anything. This girl, Indy, was high five skies 5D. I can't even speak today. So Indy was talking about all this Atlantis and this, and I was like, yes, because I believe the pyramids, and it's funny because I watched a documentary the other day when they found one of the mummies, not the mummy, like one of the statue things. It was blue, and I have seen that before with them blue, and it makes me think of Pleiadians. And Indy was talking about Pleiadian star seeds, Pleiadians seeded the earth, this, that, and the other. I personally am into all that, and that's what I believe as well. I'm not saying science is all lying. I just don't think they tell the truth on certain things. I personally think, hi good servant, the pyramids were, because if you look, they were around water, and Indy was talking about water, because we all, if you don't know about Dr. Emoto, putting your intentions on water, how you speak, sound, frequency, and all that, I personally think the pyramids were like a big battery. They were like a frequency emitter. A bit like Tesla, you know, it was a tower. Doesn't have to be a triangle, just has to be high enough. But they did it at a point. Yeah, Rachel. So I believe it kept the world in harmony and everything working together, even the cosmos, the universe, because everything's connected. If there's things out there, it's all connected. Oh, yeah, I think they lie about a lot of things. And it's not like some people say, well, they're not lying about everything. It's like, no, they're talking about that story and the truth and lies and everything, and they'll twist it. This is just personally what I think. Hi, I'm Maria. So personally, I think when you talk about Atlantis falling, maybe they were Atlantis times as we fell because we got too greedy with certain things and people realised, even Hitler, if you go back, Hitler realised things to do with frequencies. And that's why we have pop music today, and pop music is crap. It's a frequency, it's not 432. It's not. They do it to scramble your brain. Everyone think, oh, the pop music. That's why I don't really listen to that anymore. But I did like it, I did like it. But thank you, Danny. I think we got greedy in certain things. We began to forget, and the frequencies maybe they got scrambled where it brought the harmony down because everything works off a frequency, and a lot of people know that. And these other people, families, and what would we say they were on the other side, they know this. We work off frequencies and energies and stuff. So yeah, they change the frequencies exactly. So Atlantis fell. It fell. I always look at us. Were we the fallen angels? I'm not saying we were. I'm just saying. Because we fell from consciousness. Because we fell from a frequency. A lot of things are put out there in, I never get the word right, manogram, analogies, whatever the pictures, what is it again? Because I always forget. In stories. The reason why we had book burnings was to hide this knowledge. Now we still have book burnings, and it's called censoring on YouTube, Facebook, and every platform you're on. They're trying to censor, and if you don't know that, that is what's happening. People putting the truth out there is a modern technical, is that the right word? Virtual book burning is censoring people on the platforms and wanting you not to read books and wanting you to buy like digital books, which I don't like myself. I have books like The Heart of the Crystals, Mayan, and this is the starseed. It's the seed starseeding from the Pleiades. I have the law of Ra, the Ra material. Sorry, the law of one, which is if you know about the law of one, you might understand how the dark side play the game, as in they put stuff out there, as Indy was saying today, which most of us know, in films. I know some people are not with that, but that's up to them. They put stuff out in films, the truth, but it may seem airy-fairy or, I can say it. I can say it. I did say it. Already said it. But it might be done in a way where it looks so futuristic or airy-fairy that people don't believe it. And then that's you consenting to it and believing it because it's all predictive programming. And that's what a lot of people don't get, but it actually is. And their law, that the law of the universe is, you've got to tell the truth, but they think they're telling the truth. Oh, right, okay, yeah. They think they're telling the truth because they're putting it out there, but they're not telling us the truth because they've not come out and said, this is the truth. It's all in film where you just go, oh, well, it's not real anyway, so we can carry on in it because it's not real. And it's like, that's how they catch us. That's how they've caught us in a lot of stuff because a lot of people are scratching their heads now in the 3D, with the 3D stuff going on, realising that some stuff behind the scenes, somebody who sounds like Bates, if you know what I mean, Bill Bates, but with a G, isn't what he says he is, really, is he? When people start researching. Oh, I couldn't give a toss if the Kazarian Mafia are watching. I'd just speak me truth, you know what I mean? No fear. Don't be in fear because they're going down anyway. They know they're losing. If you know about alchemy, it's already been won. It's just playing out. Yeah, exactly. Already been playing out here. Well, someone said the other day, it was really funny. I think it was Laura Eisenhower, Magenta Pixie, go and check their roundtable chat out. It was ace. You got Mr. Bill Bates, you know what I'm talking about, the gates. And didn't Tom Hanks say something about the gates are open? Yeah. I know what he was talking about. And then you've got Donald Trump, the Trump card. And they said it as well. It's so funny. when you think about how things manifest. It is hilarious, I personally think. But going back to the whole the raw material, that's how they think they put the truth out to us, but it's not. So when some people say, oh, you'll be, you're a bad person and all that, you've done this and that and the other, just look like to normal people because you didn't see this coming. It's like, yeah, but we were actually deceived, because if a lot of us knew properly, we wouldn't have done half the stuff we've supposedly done, or been a part of that has fed their cooperation, or without knowing, because this is without knowing. So really, it's a false consent. It's a false consent, even though we have consented, but in a sense, it's false. It's not the truth, because they didn't actually come out and say, yes, this is the truth. If anyone gets what I'm saying, I know a lot of you will. And then I'm reading a book, Deepak Chopra as well, The Wizard's Way. I have books all over, and then a Magenta Pixie one, and I've got two about the Emerald Flame, Stargate Ascension, which I think a lot of books and films sometimes, people see them as a bad thing, but I see them as, oh, you don't need to know, within, yeah, I know that, but sometimes things, I believe, trigger you in a good way, not triggering you in a mad way, like, oh, I'm getting all defensive, trigger you off in remembering memories from a time gone, because I do personally believe in, and it's all right if you don't, reincarnation, and we come back in to play this game to learn lessons from before and before, and maybe that's why some of us don't have so much karma going on, because we've already learned that we're ascending, but we're ascending through our chakras, from the base chakras as well. I heard someone say a great thing today, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, your base chakras more 3D. People are kicking off there, going on about all this stuff. They're not realising it's more beyond that until they start going in. Even Indy said today, and I think it's what Magenta Pixie was saying the other day, if you're into all this and have heard what I've been talking about and the channels I've been shouting out. 3 stages. You've got 3D, 4D, 5D. The people in 3D are the people who are not waking up. They're still in all that, worried. They're in fear. They've got anxiety, angry. But when you move away from that, and you 4D is like when you're aware of it, all the shit that we say is going on in the world, that's what Indy was saying as well. People we've had breakdowns in the past about it, realising what the 3D reality is a part of. But then you start being aware, but then you also start being aware in 4D of other things in 5D, and then you sort of start moving, flowing that way, where you become to, you go over to 5D, which is all about the higher self, but there's more, and you can go on and on. And she was saying, I personally believe we're going to have a solar flash. I don't know how that is at the end of I don't know when it is. Not going to say when it is, whether that's just the sun now, because it's been great weather, and I believe it's supposed to be a heat wave in the UK again this weekend, not sure, but the sun is a natural disinfectant, and with the orbs and the energies I've personally been seeing, and I was asking them questions last night, it's stronger. And yeah, I believe it's happening now, Pam, and I know there's a lot of you who know that I'm talking about, and even Indy said, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Indy's just a girl that I came across a bit ago, and she's just done the same chat that I've been trying to get out for a while, the same thing about starseeds, Pleiadians, this, that, and the other, those energies, those frequencies that are helping, because those in that frequency, Pleiadians, if you want to say an energy, a frequency, can't ascend themselves unless we ascend, because we're all connected. I personally believe in that. I'm not bothered if no one else doesn't. People think it's whack. That's okay. I find it also interesting, so much and there's so much going on, because you've got the 3D all kicking off, going mad about, we're all locked down and what's this and that, but there's some people that are only staying in that. Like, I can talk about it and the beliefs that I believe in it, not, but I'm also I'd say I'm in 4D, and I'm stepping in 5D, because I'm like, oh yeah, I realise there's a bigger picture going on. All it is perceptions. It's different perceptions, but I think the more you move up and you see the big picture, which I personally think I can see some of the big picture, and I'm like, it's way beyond politics and everything. It's not what people think it is. They only say it's politics because that's what was there before, of the way it's been with the corruptness of that before, till someone came along, which isn't, I'm not saying he's everything, I'm just saying help him with certain things. I think lockdown is a time for the collective. Yes, to remove the distraction, give them yes, I believe that as well. I'll talk about that in a minute, exactly what I think's my sky's 5D, and a lot of people think that. You know, we looking at the bigger picture, you're not going to have different perceptions, because it's like, oh, so if you were looking, it's like I said before, if you were looking at what can I grab? I'm just grabbing this. It's my son's thing that he made out of clay, and it's meant to be a dragon's head. He's going to paint it tomorrow. So if I was looking at something from this side, I'm just going to see that. And everyone's going to go, yeah, well, I can see this. It's got a hole in it, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm stood on this side going, no, well, actually, I can see this pointy bit. But we're all arguing like, oh, yeah, but I can see this, yeah, because you're on that side. Well, I can see this. Well, if we looked at the bigger picture, all of it, we'd actually see what it was, wouldn't we? But that's how we are at the minute. Polarity, is that right? Polarity, we're all on different things, and you know, we're all looking at the same thing, but we've not got the full picture. Some of us are getting the full picture, realising the full picture, but you've still got some people down there, not down there, but on the 3D that just, they won't look at anything else. They're too scared to. People do not like thinking. You think too much, really. Magnetic, electric. Yeah, people do think too much, but people are in a lot of fear, and people think too much about, like, yeah, where your attention goes, your energy flows, exactly what you focus on. And that's why I was saying to someone today, when you're around people that say, we call them muggles, that's just a word we say. If you're around a lot of people, it can be friends or family, and they're not into this, that's fine. But if you're around a lot of people who you work with, family, friends, it can be anybody, partner, whatever, who are so stuck in the mind and so stuck in the 3D that they won't look at anything. They won't even think, well, yeah, if I experience that, you know, yeah, I can see. If they're so stuck in that because they're fearing, say for instance, it's friends, you'd be like, yeah, I don't want to look daft in my gang of friends. I don't want them to think I'm stupid, because a lot of people are still stuck in that. They might think something, but they don't want to look stupid, especially younger kids, and that's, I'm not saying all of them, they don't want to look like they're classed as silly or a conspiracy theorist, or, you know, looking daft or stupid or anything like that. So they just go along with what everyone's saying, and they don't look into it. They might have a really big pull to start looking into stuff. It's just like a feeling, or they've got this big urge to meditate, or certain stuff they want to look, but they're like, oh no, I can't, because I haven't got anyone to go with, because my friend's mindset isn't like that. So they're not really getting the opportunity to go with it, even though you don't need to go anywhere. You just need to go and meditate. But maybe they don't want to, they think, oh, well, if my friends don't believe it, there's no point in me doing it. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to do it. But once you let go of that, because it's all programming, and just go with the flow and try to experience it, all comes from experiencing. No one can tell you any different. So, like, no one can tell me any different with the orbs, no matter what people think it is, because they do communicate, and I'm not scared of saying that. They do, by flashing when I ask them. But going back to, what did you say? Yeah, think about lockdown is a time out of the collective. Yeah, I believe a lot of the lockdown, because in 3D it's not going to look like that to people. They'll go, what are you talking about? It's a time for us all to be doing our work within, because you've got the time to be meditating. I mean, I know people are trying to get the houses together, high floor, leaf club, you know, they're painting, they're doing good stuff, you know, gardening and all that brilliant stuff, which is beautiful, or being more creative. But that's a form of meditation, when you're taking your mind off the mainstream media and you're doing something productive. And you might be, because remember, meditating isn't just about sitting on the floor and omming. Like I said before, I do it through drawings and stuff like that, but I am sitting down more now, because you can go in that peaceful place and you can connect. And I think a lot of people are trying to do that more now as well. Yeah, thank you, Rachel. I have had some great orbs, and you have seen them live on camera, not in this lighting, and I need another light because I got rid of it. So you've all seen it. It's not like I keep after putting them out. You've all seen them. Those of you who've been there have been there when they've been there. You know, when I've said certain things and they've come in and I've put a load of videos up, really. So it's not like I have to keep doing it, though you probably will see a few. They are there. Yeah, I've got a picture today. I've got some pictures today. So yeah, being creative in your garden. So that whole lockdown things, like, it's giving people the chance, because otherwise they'd be saying, I'm at work. I know there's some people at work, I know that. I'm at work, I ain't got time, blah, 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 blah. And I know it's hard because the kids are off and I have to wait to do something that I still haven't done. I was going to do it early today, I've got to do it after, because I've got a little fin about and I like peace and quiet, you know, when you're meditating, obviously. So yeah, I agree. It's extremely important to keep busy. Yeah, and it depends what that busy is. Hi Shamrock, hi Candy Cane. So the lockdown to me is it's a time for people who are researching to come to the truth, getting all that anger and all that stuff out of themselves and letting go of it. Like someone was saying, but where's it going to get you to if it is all true? You know, this comes out in the Trump thing and the Q, and it's like, I'll just be happy that people have woken up. But like I've said before, it's beyond that, because if all that comes out, which is not if, I think it's happening. When that's all happening, it's going to be happening over a few years, because it's not just going to be done in 2020, because there's lots of things that need to go along with it within the law. That's why it's taking so long. But when you can start seeing it, it's going to give people peace of mind of, oh yes, this is happening. But beyond that, what are you still going to be doing when it is happening? You still need to be looking after yourself. You still need to be loving yourself. You still need to be doing things. You can't just let that run away with you, even if though it's so great. Oh, the white rabbit led you here. Oh, thank you. Yes, we're liking the white rabbit. Where's the white rabbit? He's up there. And there's the Q. So, you know, what you're going to do if that's all true, then what you're going to do if it's not, what you're going to do if it is. You know, are you going to go down, even if it's like, yes, but then still, what are you going to do after? It's all about us becoming better beings and better people within. We've all done shit. I'm not saying to the extent of what they've done. I'm just saying people judge people too quickly. And I will say, hi Martin, hey up. I would say it's all right for people to judge people. And what I've noticed is it doesn't matter who it is, Trump or anyone. Anyone comes into limelight that seems as they're doing good or they're talking truth, people will jump on something from years ago, whether it's true or not, because we all know mainstream media bullshit anyway, so that is a fact, fake news. But whatever, the whole point is, people are too in the past to judge about people's pasts. It's about the now. So why are you doing that? Because at the end of the day, you lot all sat in chat have probably done something at some time. I'm not saying what they've done. I'm just saying you could have been horrible to somebody once. You could have said something to someone once years ago, even as a kid, and people might have looked at you then like, and branded you this, that and the other for something you did in your past. Maybe you robbed a car or something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But who you are today, that doesn't matter. But people always go, oh yeah, well, we'll look at what they did in the past. And they did that. What they're doing now, though. But what they're doing now, it's not about then. Because none of that's going to matter in the end. It's about now. We are all the villains in someone's story. Exactly. And people can change. You know, they used to say that saying, and I've said before, oh, lepers can't change your spots. Well, actually, they can. If you choose to. You have a choice. Action. Yeah, you have a choice. So I just see a lot of that, of people want to put it on people about the past. Oh, they did that, she did this, he did that. Oh, right, so, yeah, but what are they doing now? I don't want to look at what they did then. I want to know what they're doing about it now. Have they chose the light, or have they chose to stay in the dark? Have they chose to come to the good, or are they still staying with the bad, if that's what you want to label it? You know? Yeah, choose love, fam. Exactly. So, like I said, I was so happy today. I've been out in public 24/7 for the last 5 days. I've been having so many romantic conversations with strangers like this right now. I know my 5 Sky, it's amazing. What you're doing now is a great way to put it, because your actions speak louder than words. Thank you, Ricardo. Or Ricardo. They are. So the mainstream media can say somebody said this and somebody did that, because that's what the mainstream mafia media are very good at. It's the actions. Sorry to the Trump haters, if anyone's in here, I'm not really bothered. They'll say something about Trump. Yeah, but the actions, what is he doing in the country? Not what mainstream media say he's doing. I'm just saying, but yeah, it's very true. And that thing there, My Skies 5D, I've been out, the conversations like this right now, I'm seeing so many conversations on the Great Awakening, as in, not just that's the 3D of what's going on, the movement to our higher selves, the energies that are coming in, channeling, telepathy, all that stuff that I believe we have, because I know a lot of you do as well. Telekinesis, loads of stuff that people think is batshit crazy, but it is actually what we had. And I do believe we may have been seeded from something else, not that we were told about. And that's why I said, I'm not scared of talking like this. It doesn't bother me. I've just seen a girl, like I said, called Indy, that I came across a few years back. She knows who I am. And I know she meditates and stuff. And she's just had this same conversation that I've been trying to say for ages, and that a lot of people are talking about. And a lot of people are just, you don't even need to know why or how. It's just a knowing. It's like you're waking up to yourself. But you've got these little memories and things and little triggers that are triggering you off about something. And you're like, yeah. But like I said, I do believe in past lives and people, and we come to reincarnate to play in this game. But I do believe, like Indy said, something about, there could be some sort of force field around the earth, because it is a manifesting where they're trying to stop so much of it. And I think of Skynet then, Skynet, this, that and the other. Can't explain it very well, but I just want to see people talking about it, and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, talking about the same thing, talking about waking up to certain stuff. We know how they play the game, but we also know there's something beautiful coming, and to move out of the 3D, you must come away from fear, because the fear is what they feed off. The entities, the energies, the beings, whatever they are, the high-ups, the shadow government, what's behind that, they feed off your fear. That's why they're in control of the news worldwide, mainstream, because if you don't believe that, then you need to go and research who owns it and stuff like that, and who the family's connected to, and this, that and the other, and that's what I'm talking about, researching. They feed off fear. That's why you don't normally see a lot of positive news on the news. It's all shit. It's all shit, because then people fear. You bow down to the government. You do certain things. You bow down. You give your energy up. You give your sovereign self up. We are sovereign. It ain't just the Queen, is it? She can do one. As far as I'm concerned, they're falling anyway. If you've not noticed, the monarchy's falling. We're sovereign beings. Yes, we have certain things, and even people going about the government. Oh well, they can't. Well, we can have that, but in a different way. And we can have it in a way where we've all got to say the government is actually supposed to work for us, not the other way around. So we're doing great, Red Dodger. Still holding positive space as we are moved. Yeah, we exactly moved in this process of changing and transformation. Exactly, because it is alchemy, and it's all to do with transformation. So like I said, you can look at people really fearing right now, and then you'll see another lot of people who are like, woohoo, yay, feeling good, keeping up them positive vibes, because I see a bigger picture coming. And to me, in my reality of what I'm trying to bring in, and this is a collective consciousness. Some people say they don't see this. Well, once you start finding channels and you realise how many people are talking about it, and it ain't just on YouTube, and it's a knowing, it's amazing. And people will talk about the Palladian prophecies, the Hopi prophecies, the prophecies, because it was in the prophecies. Yeah, the dates have been a bit mixed up and things. You got gematria and all that some people, they're not into. It doesn't really matter. There's beautiful things coming, and people, yeah, solar flash between now and, yeah. I personally think it's the energies that are coming in. Maybe then we'll have one big one. Yeah. I personally believe that. Don't know how, don't know when, not really bothered. I'm just looking forward to I believe it's now, and it's slowly doing it, drippy to the big one, because it couldn't be just, they'll be like, it's letting those energies come into people, because people are waking up now, and then energies, and it starts healing people. That's why you need to be out in the sunshine, because it's a natural disinfectant. I want to get on the thing of disinfectant, but I'm just loving it. And that's, to me, that's a message to me myself. It doesn't have to be a message to anyone else. When I went on Instagram before and I saw the lovely Indy talking about what she was talking about, I was like, oh my God, And then she's like, there's people in chat that are saying the same thing. And we're all like, and I'm seeing this every day. It's hard to talk to people sometimes about it because if they're not experiencing it or the way they process it can be different sometimes. But me and my fella have been meditating, doing a deep chop pack, if I can ever say it, daily meditation, even though I've not done mine daily, I've got to do mine tonight. It's just the way it fell. And I've always drawn things, you know, if I see somebody meditation, they said today, they've actually saw something in the meditation, because I said you will see things sometimes. Some people get like audio, clairvoyance, you know, there's the different clairs see things, but in your mind's eye, which is your third eye, your mind's eye, and said they saw something, and I was like, oh my God, well, you actually saw something. Not going to say what it was, but they did, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy that you are starting to see things, because that to me means the awakening to that. Like, some people go, well, I don't see things, but when people start seeing that, and then they start tuning in more to it, because I know some people say, it's hard when you're meditating because it's clearing all the thoughts. I said, yeah, but the more you do it, the more that goes away. Yeah, a natural DMT release, exactly it is. And that's what they've tried to stop with certain lightings in the street at night. Like, I've got blackout blinds and the lights always frigging. But, all that stuff with sleep and all that. I think that's why, I know it sounds mad, they want noisy things at night and this going on and people partying and stuff like that, because you're not using that. So for them to see that was like, oh my God, brilliant. But I believe, and it's just like Indy said, and I've been saying, you all hold these superpowers, these powers of the clairs and all that. We all hold them. It's just tuning into them. So to tune into them, you've got to do the work. And it's like I said before, it's like a TV station, a radio station. That box in the corner, has many different channels on it. It depends what you want to tune into. If you just want to tune into 3D shit, 3D, and you don't even want to maybe try and experience something else and have an experience with something else and different energies, then you stay where you are. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. Visuals, even with my ears over ear. I must admit, no one in my circles, our believers of QAnon, are so taken in by the plan it can get a bit soul destroying, Stephen. I've been on it since the beginning. I don't talk much of it now because I've done it all, JFK Jr. thing and everything. I'm observing now with all the awakening with that, because it is happening, and those people will see in the end anyway. I have discussions with people and like, I don't see nothing, but it's just like, yeah, I'm alone with Q beliefs too. But you're not Red Air Jedi, because there's millions of us, and a lot in my chat are on it. There's some that aren't, but there's a lot in my chat that are on it, and there's millions all over the world. Do you know what I mean? And the reason why I don't talk too much about there's been loads of drops is because it's massive, and I'm not like a big digger on it. I just see the ones that I like, especially if it's JFK Jr. or anything like that. But I know I don't need to try and wake people up to that anymore, because people seem to be coming to it themselves. And at the end of the day, I was saying the other day, it's just a thing that it's a knowing, and it comes from here. So I'm not really bothered what anyone thinks, and I've been on it from the beginning, and I've never wavered, I've never faltered. I've just had this, people say, yeah, how do you know? Because it's just this, and I'm just like, it's a resonation, and it's more than people think it is. I think of Q, I think of quantum. It's beyond that, but we needed something to manifest in 3D to help break down these walls. I mean, Trump goes on about walls of deception, blinkers, firewalls, whatever, that have kept us not seeing the truth. But I will say, the truth isn't nice, but it's how we move on and we move forward, and we can release it all. It's not nice. Even Indy was saying before, I was saying a girl that I used to watch and stuff, saying about the same things, and it's like, oh, thank you, Jane. It is a nice channel. You have a breakdown when you come to that awakening of what reality's been like, as in how we've been deceived and what it's been a part of, and the kids and all that horrible stuff. And I don't need to go into it, because most of I don't need to regurgitate it, a lot know without even coming through Q what all that is. Spiritual people know what all that is without even, you know, sometimes they slag this off, sometimes they don't. But like if you if you watch the likes of Magenta Pixie, I think it's Beyond Duality, all the channels that I've talked about, and they're all talking about it now. Trump, that is a part of the light, working for the light, like most of us are. There was a policeman in, I think it was America, don't know if you saw the story, where he got fired from his job because he spoke out and said, I'm not doing this anymore. Because obviously he's working for the light within himself, because he doesn't want to tell lies and he don't want to be a part of it. But he did GoFundMe or something and he got 100 grand. So brilliant. People are supporting him because because he stood up in the truth. He stood up in the light and he's not going along with the shit, corrupt side that are trying to control us. No, I believe the solar flash of how people talk about it is not a bad thing. It's a sort of, I personally see it as energy that's coming in to help us awakening, and it might just dissolve all the crap basically and help people see beyond the veil. But I believe it's already happening. It's coming in bits and bits. That's why you see a lot of people waking up. DMT breathing technique. Deep breathing's very good, and in meditation, because that's the ether. That's how you'll get connections with the Akashic records, your Akashic record, the ether, the all knowing of everything all the consciousness that's ever been. The last light burst. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think we're having all this energy in now. That's what I think the orbs are. Bits coming in. I saw one today go past the screen with my eyeballs. I do see them with my eyeballs sometimes. And then there's a big one. And I think that's maybe, I'm just saying, for the people who, there are going to be people that just are not waking up. And that might be the last bit of the, hey, people. I know there's a lot of you in chat that might think, well, what the frig's she going on about? But I know there's a lot in chat who resonate with something or do know what I'm talking about. The age of Aquarius that we're in. That's personally what I feel. I drew this picture today, so I'm going to show you. Now, I asked Finn, my little one, to draw a picture of what he wanted for the world to put out there, because I do believe, even if you're, I draw, and I believe the things that I draw can manifest, because it's a manifesting world. So when you see that side of some of the artwork they've done, if you know what I'm talking about, if you're on to Q, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That has manifested, because that happens. When you visualize something in a meditation, that's why I said manifest, because where does this chair I'm sat on came from thought, didn't it? Thought comes into matter, and then it was made, it manifested. So when you're putting ugly art out, ugly art manifests. Yeah, exactly, heal the world. So this is the picture that he said, I'm not going to show you, Mum. And then he went, Mum, come and have a look at my picture. And this is the picture that I drew. So he drew a heart, and then I wrote on the back what he said. And it said, Finn said, it's for all the world, and even the he went the animals, even all the animals. So that's nice that he was thinking that. Even though my little one is an absolute Tasmanian devil, every day says, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Even if it thinks he's getting something, even after he's got some food, whatever, he's always like, I love you, I love you, I love you. So that's the heart for everybody. Now this picture is, it's supposed to be, I know, it's supposed to be masculine and feminine. And there's a baby in the middle, it also looks like a Buddha baby. But it's representing to me, found you through Indy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Indy, I'll just say now, because some people won't know what I'm talking about. Indy was on YouTube a few years ago when I came on, and I used to watch her, and I think she knew who I was and talked. So I just saw her talking about what she was talking about today on Instagram, and I was like, that's what I've been talking about for a while. That's what I've been talking about. And to see her talking about that reevaluates what I've been talking about, that a lot of us know about the starseed thing, and how I connected with her and another lady called Kelly Platos and Chevroletti, who was in the chat. Chevroletti comes on here. That's not a coincidence. Nothing's a coincidence. Q has always said that nothing is a coincidence. Nothing's random. They try to make out that everything's right, everything's just, no, it's not. It's No coincidence. Thank you for the wonderful time with you. I will never forget you. Bye. Hi, Ron. So, hi, Maggie, checking in to say hi. Hi as well. So, this picture is just saying, believe, oh no, be like the divine child you are, because you are, we all are. Be childlike. That means have fun, be in joy. Don't be in fear. Kids aren't in fear when they're born. Hi, Sue. And I think Sue might have known. I don't know if you knew Indy as well, but yeah. I haven't finished it off because I always do the circles now. They're always in my pictures, which are the orbs, which I see as a higher consciousness, our consciousness, energy, things that are coming in to help and all that sort of good stuff. So this picture has a little baby Buddha sat in the middle with orbs coming out and all the energy, but all the energy's coming in as well, channeling. Got the third eye, which is your mind's eye. Your mind's eye. Before anyone starts going, it's Illuminati. It's like, no, they just know. So it is the female and the male, because that's what's merging. Like the physical and the spiritual merging, that's what's happening. That's never happened before. That's merging. So this is the picture. And then you've got all the dark down here, but we are going to the light. So it's this picture. We've got the little baby Buddha. See, and I'm wondering, maybe when I'm always showing my art, which I think I'm going to do more of when I'm just doing these quick pictures, maybe they have a trigger in them, a code or whatever, I don't know, a frequency resonance that helps with something, because I do it through my artwork. So it's not finished yet, because the little orbs are, because obviously I see orbs now and all that stuff with orbs. So they'll always be in my pictures now, but yeah. So that's that whole thing going in there. And that means the safe place and the chat that is within when you meditate. You can see all these things. You can connect more to all the consciousness. But I'll have to show you that when I've finished it. Thank you, Sue. It's just what it came into my mind today. Mind's eye. And got the lotus flowers here. But yeah. A nice feeling from it. Thank you. I think my pictures have little messages in them. Just like the one that I printed off the other day. Because remember, I'm going to try and make some of these into like, not a colouring book, like loose pictures. So you could purchase them and you could colour them in when I sort all that out in time with stuff I want to do. But the picture I did the other day, Pisces, because I'm a Pisces with the waters above the waters, because we're going into the age of Aquarius, still water, Pisces. But this picture that I did, and then I coloured it in, which I showed you the other day, which I think is on the side. Hi, Candy Apple. And then I've got some of the magnetic, you know, that's not coloured in, and then obviously that is coloured in. And I've got the orbs again. Water, as Indy was talking about water, that's Dr. Emoto, Intentions on Water. I've got the book on it. Maybe I'll have to do a bit of readings out of that. If you didn't know, you can put intentions in water. Your body holds so much water. Is it 70% or more? So you have to be careful what you say to yourself, because the molecules or whatever in the water change, and it's an energy and a frequency within you, so you have to be careful. So you can speak to water as well. If you don't know about that, you can do the rice experiment. Look it up on YouTube, Dr. Emoto's rice experiment. I've done it twice on YouTube a few years ago, and it proves the fact that just because you can't see something but you're putting intentions on it, the rice will change, and the loved one stays, and you need to do the experiment if you don't know about it. And then obviously I've got the fridge magnets that I'll be showing again at another time, but maybe these have a frequency on it. You can have a frequency on your fridge. But they are big fridge magnets, flat ones, you know, the angel that I painted a while back, the Indian. There were some different ones, but I will be showing them again in better lighting. But I think artwork does have, I think, well, anything has a frequency on it, especially if you're putting a good frequency on it. People who sell crystals, jewellery, if you're putting a frequency on the things that you make because you love doing that out of pure enjoyment, that frequency's on them things. So like, you know, my earrings that I make, my jewellery that I make, handmade, all these things I believe have frequency on, because I enjoy I enjoy making them, and if someone else is wearing them or doing something with whatever, that gives me enjoyment. It gives them enjoyment because they, they love it or they love wearing them. So it's that whole joy, happy joy thing, isn't it? It's a frequency. Thank you, Red Eye Jedi. That's for Jane there about, yeah, the cute stuff and that. Have you made a new ring? Oh yeah, I just put that together the other day. It's got an elephant on it. I've not sorted them up properly. I've got a few things to do, but it's something that I've got to do to put in the process of having a business. I've not done that yet, but sorting that out after lockdown. Looking into what are good sellers and stuff. But yes, this is a new ring. Not these. This I'm looking into all sorts. You know how creative I am, but I do believe things hold frequencies. So yeah. So anyone who's into adult colouring, I'm trying to put some pictures together that are a bit like this with more stuff added on. This was just a tester in circles as well, because circles are very magical, let's say. So I think I'll be doing something, within that. Yeah, we are all talented. Every one of you is talented. When people go, oh, I'm not good at this, you are. Everyone's good at something. It's just putting focus on it and putting your energy behind it of what you focus on, because what you focus on is where energy flows to. So and you've got time now, you're off, but everyone's good at, you're all good at something or a few things. Oh, thank you, Jane. Yeah, I've got loads of different rings that I've made. You'll see me on other videos. I've got dangly ones and there's a lot that I've made. Thank you, Rachel. So I just wanted to say I'm just amazed at I can get people saying, oh, it's funny because I was talking yesterday to someone and I was like, oh God, you do jump off on this and off that, and then 1 minute you're talking about this and 1 minute you're talking about that, and then it doesn't seem so sick. And I'm like, I know, but that's just how I am. And it's funny because Indy said something, I know people don't know who I'm talking about, some people don't, about how things just come out, and I'm quite a fast talker if you hadn't noticed, and that's why I've said before, sometimes I can't look in chat because I just have to go with the flow. It's like things are coming in like blah, 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 blah. And sometimes I'll jump on something else and then I'll come back in because it's like something was, do you know what I mean? I know some of you will know what I mean, but that's just the way I am, and I'm okay with that because at the end of the day, it's all about intentions, and it's what people's are intentions, your true intentions are for. I'm not saying I've got the truth and everything and the knowing on everything. I'm just seeing, connecting, tuning into things that other people are tuning into, and it's all making sense, and it's even making sense from the past. So I know within myself something is going on, and this world is not what we've been told it is. Actually, it's more beautiful than it's bonkers, it's mad, it's crazy, it's upsetting, but it's like one of the best games you could ever play, because that's what it's like, literally. Even the dark side, in my eyes, have got something they came here to do, to play that dark side, if you want to look at it like that, to help you wake up. And that might sound crazy to some people, but as you go up certain, I can't say levels, I don't even know what the word is, knowings with things, you start seeing it that way, like, well, they even had their side to play, didn't they? That helped me wake up anyway. Because if you look, I used to get quite triggered quite a few months back, especially last year, the year before that. The many things I used to get triggered about, with the stuff I used to talk about, the amount of trolls I used to get. Censored on here now, but not as many trolls. Not crazy at all, Dolly, I'm right there. Yeah, I know, yeah, I know what you mean, but I mean, the world seems crazy, but it's not. And if you're actually getting called crazy, especially now with what's going on with people researching, so I'm just looking at my fringe like flipped out everywhere, it's like, for me to be called crazy, even a conspiracy theorist, anything, that is a compliment. Yeah, where we go one, we go all, exactly. That's a compliment. And some channels I was watching today where I was faffing about was Mark Bajeski, can never say his name right. Magenta Pixies put up a feminine divine round table chat. They even said where we go one, we go all on there. Talked about the Trump card and the other stuff. It was brilliant. it's just interlinking with everything. It's bonkers. At times we need to listen for things to resonate. Other times we need to talk for it to resonate. In others, yes, Dr. B, exactly. Because some people will say, well, you're looking at this and you're looking at that, and they're just saying that. I said, yeah, but when someone's talking, say on YouTube, this is where I like to go, don't watch the news and stuff, 33 thumbs up and there was 45 there. It's it resonates, and I think, yeah, it is happening. It is happening. It's bonkers. I can't. It's so hard to express. Hi, Carol. It's so hard to express, and even some people say you're always talking code. It's like it's not really a code, because when you wake up to certain things, I think you do start talking in code. I think. Well, maybe it's just me. No, there's other people talking code, because there's just certain words you use, so it sounds like you're in code, but really, when I'm talking to you, like, most of you know what I'm going on about, so it can't really be coded. It just looks coded and cryptic to the people in 3D, because they're too stuck in MSM, lamestream media, mafia media. The dark ones are there to show us who we are not, exactly, and give us an opportunity to choose love over fear, exactly, and that's what I think it's all about, exactly. Obamagate treason, yeah, that's all coming. Oh, there's always a thumbs down, and I can probably guess who it is as well. It just makes me laugh. It's like, why come and watch me then? But it's like, I believe that as well. The dark ones, all that negative stuff. When you look at it, and you don't have to stay in it. Remember, you'll go to a dark place if you stay in that, and that's what a lot of people do. But you want to come away from that. The dark is there to show you, just like what My Skies 5D said, the dark ones are there to show you what we are not and give us an opportunity to choose love over fear. And it is, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be part of that. I want to be for the light, so you can choose, because you have free will. Try and make out you don't. So to know what the dark is, you have to see it. To know what you don't want to be. That's how I see it personally. And I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's very thought out if you think of it like that. So it's bonkers. It is absolutely bonkers. Yeah, you believe it. I do. I truly do. And I must say, Maria, I am finishing your meditation mat off. I've just got to do the other side, and then I've got to wait for some material now when the shop's open, just so you know it's there. My little meditation cushions, just in case anyone doesn't know. I think this is Rachel's, but I'll be seeing you when we're moving about a bit more in meditation. Little meditation cushions. But I'll be making more of when I actually get more material, because they're recycled with that. So yeah, and just looking at chat now, most of you are on the same sort of knowing, that film, The Knowing. Because if you think about that film, The Knowing, and the children at the end were like plucked off Earth and they were seeded somewhere else, weren't they? Just saying. All makes sense to me. Synchronicities are just, that's where it all starts. We see people go, oh, it's a coincidence. It's like, no, it's not. And when you wake up, it's not. It's the synchronicities are bonkers, and you're just like, what? And it's fun. And the more people tune into this, you're just like, oh my God. Like, I can watch other channels and coming across new people talking about something I've not heard of. They might be on someone's channel that I know. And then they say, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, wow. The alien invasion. Oh, the blue beam. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I mean, I know that apparently they had that and it's supposed to look as real as anything, but I do think, what if, because I know they've got all, what is it, the hologram stuff. What if they knew something was going to happen at this time, and they're going to try and make out it is Project Bluebeam, when actually it's not? Just saying, just putting it out there. Or there's one that comes before it. But I do believe disclosure is coming within us. It's to us, within us, at this time now, before I think anything would happen, blah, blah, blah. That's personally what I think anyway. Yeah, I've seen one where there was a whale in a stadium, and it looked real as anything coming out of the floor, and all the kids were like, so we know they've got the tech for that, but and we know they've put things, yeah, exactly. But I do believe that side knew this time was coming because it is in the prophecies. 2020 vision, that's why everyone's seeing loads of truth now and they're all going mad. Well, 2020 vision, 2020 clear vision, aren't we? We're all seeing things. Some of us have seen it. If they knew, they were bound to put something out there, weren't they? To, oh, well, yeah, we've got this thing and this is what it is, Project Blue. Yeah, it was all a joke and all that. And we want to show you it was a big hologram. So it's all fake. And it's like, yeah, but when things are happening within you, maybe in your house, and things that you're seeing and experiencing where they can't sort of put that out because it's happening within you or in your own home or something like that, then it's a bit different. Yeah, what talking about satellites, I was out at weekend and having a bit of a picnic and I looked up in the sunny sky and I was like, oh my God, what's that in the sky? Oh my God, what's that? And it was a round thing. It looked round to me, shiny. And my fella was like, oh, it's a satellite. And I went, is it? Is it? Is it? I've never seen one of them before. It's like broad daylight. I was like, oh my God. And he was like, yeah, it's satellite, they're everywhere, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, but I swear to God, he said it went behind trees, but I looked around, I looked back and it'd gone. And I was like, is that a satellite? A satellite? I was like, I mean, maybe it was, but I was just like, personally, I thought it just sort of disappeared. But we do have a Space Force, I'm just saying. But yeah, I believe there's things that are helping us to ascend, not to do it. They're not doing it for us, just helping us so we do it so they can ascend as well. Yeah, I personally think it was candy cane. They said it was but then again, the news are going to say they've got, oh, if you're looking up there. I'm not saying it wasn't or there isn't satellites, but they'll say, oh yeah, if you saw this in the sky, it was a satellite. It's like, well, they would say that, wouldn't they? Because that's what they want you to think. Like I said, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying certain things that we've seen, they'll go, oh yeah, it's this, and this. And people go, oh right, it wasn't then, was it? Well, it might have been because lately I've been thinking about Arcturians and Pleiadians and I asked the other day, and it's on my phone, I haven't put it up because it was for me, and I asked for big flashes for yes of something to do with me and a Pleiadian energy, and it said yes, and that's all I'm saying. it's not that bothered. Sounds crazy to some, but there's some things I just don't need to put out here at the minute anyway because it's for me. But yeah, so yeah, and I've seen stuff in the past as well where I saw a thing a few months ago and I couldn't figure out what the hell it was at all, and I literally thought it was landing in the next street. No, it sounds crazy, but I don't know if anyone remembers me telling you, but. Yeah, question everything. Yeah, exactly. That's what Q always said. You should be able to question everything. Why do they think they have to govern us and tell us what something is just because they say they reckon they know everything about everything and this, that, and the other? It's like, nah, I don't believe everything you're saying. I'm not saying they're lying about certain stuff. Love and light to all. Yeah, where we go one week, we go all. Exactly. It's like NASA. I know they've lied about stuff. I'm not saying they've lied about everything, but I'm saying some of the stuff they're saying is not either what it really looks like or what's really there. Because I'm sorry, I don't care. Some of them pictures are CGI. They could have life on them for all we know. Well, they don't want us to see certain things. The energy's off it, whatever. I don't know. It's like when they say stars. Well, I've seen other videos of stars and they're all flashing, energetic, this, that, and the other. They sing, there's noises, all sorts. So I'm not saying they're not saying truth on some stuff. But what I am saying is they don't tell us everything. Thank you. Yeah, I get that too. My Sky's 5D. That's why a lot of people I've connected with off different channels, know about the sylphs and stuff like that. It's just bonkers. And then I see some of you in other channels that I've just come across, like the telekinesis, and he got hold of me the other day, wants to chat with me, and I said I will do at some point when I've got some extra time. And people will poo-hoo that, but it's energy it's energy work, and it's I'm not mega on it. I'm not doing it all the time practicing, but when I do it, I can do bits of it. So I would like to have a discussion about that because I find these sorts of conversations very interesting, and they're so much better than I would say, in the UK Coronation Street. I don't watch TV at all. I watch no shows. Not unless I'm watching Netflix, and yes, I know who that's done by, but I follow Bigfoot channels in the minute. Oh, my dad follows the Bigfoot channels. A guy in America or in Canada or somewhere, and Yeah, the Bigfoot's moving into all that. I think they've come from a different dimension. You know, there's all that. Yeah, it's just so, the world's just full of wonder, basically, on every level of, like, the more you go up. It's like, I mean, I am into the galactic, you know, I think we have galactic fam. This is what I'm sort of talking about as well, the galactic, yeah, federation, some people say, or some people say it's not that, it's this, that, and the other. Past the chakra, past our crown chakra, the galactic, the help, you know, it's just bonkers. It's bonkers, but it's brilliant. And I know there's something going on because there's a lot of you in chat that know what I'm talking about. So that's why I also like to come and chat on it with you lot, because, and I'm sure you like to come to listen sometimes and see the people in chat, because then you all know you're not going bonkers, and it's a place where you can come and have a bit of a chat with the people in chat, because you can't always have these chats with friends, family or partners, because they might not be onto it yet. And I will say yet. Since childhood, I've had a vivid dream about planes with people from a... Yeah, well, if I don't know if you remember, before I go, I don't even know what time it is. When I went on Shane's show, Unbiased on the Fence, if nobody knows what that is, check it out, Unbiased on the Fence. Moderator might put it in chat for you. It doesn't have to be the one I did, but I did what was it, quantum healing session, I can always get the name wrong, on there, and went through the meditation thing of what I saw. And I was in the cosmos, and I saw different things and it was like different past lives or something. I saw a big silver ship that was like a sausage shape, and it was in the water. Remember me talking about it, but I said that you drove it with your mind. It was connected to your telepathy. You were connected to the ship, but it was underwater. It crashed or something. But there was other things where at the end I went to a planet, and you had to go through this force field thing, energy thing. But it was a manifested place where you didn't... They were neither women or men or like what. It was just beings, and it was a bit like a crystal place. I know it sounds mad. They lived in, but if you wanted a chair, you just thought about it, and there was a chair. Whatever you wanted was just there when you thought about it. But the main thing they did was putting out a lot of frequency, and they were outside, and there was all this crystal light, and they just beamed these frequencies to different places, different planets to beam, which made me think of the film Valerian, when I drew the picture of the being before I even saw the film, which I've got somewhere, which I do show over and over again, just like when I drew the picture of the lady's face with the orbs, and then like 4 months after, that's what started happening to me. So I always show this, but the film Valerian, if you've not seen it, it's brilliant. You've got Atlantis at the beginning and Muse in it and everything, and I'm like, oh my God, if you know what I'm talking about. So I didn't know about this film, and I drew this months before I even found out about the film, and nearly spat my tea out everywhere, because... Yes, I do, Jane, because they've got the cure to that, because there's people that have got, there's something math, something or other, they got sent away from the UK because they found it. Of course they have. That'll be coming out in the end. Now, if you've seen Valerian, there were beings that were bald like this. They tapped the head a lot because they could talk that way. They were neither man or woman like sort of thing. Well, they were, but you'd know what I mean if you saw it. But the biggest thing that got me was on their eyebrows, they had all these sparkly bits, like if you can see it like this. And I put all this energy out like that. And in the film, because I don't want to give too much away, she sends a message out, a frequency, like, poof, and it was basically a load of light that looked like that. And then I came across this film, didn't know about it, watched it, and was like, I've drawn that being, from which looked like Atlantis because it was near water and it had big shells in it, and I'm like, So where did I get that from? So just saying, you know, and this book's from, I don't know if this book's from 2017, when I'm just messing about, you know. There's another picture I did, Let Your Light Shine Through, was It's not just about being beautiful on the outside. It's not. That's why I said it's always about what your intentions are as well. Yeah, the picture is spot on, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. If you've seen the film, it's like, oh my God. Honest to God, I nearly spat my tea out. I was like, oh, something's going on here within me. And then the picture of the orbs, if anybody's new. Was so many months before, it could have been months and months before, I can't remember. I drew this picture just out of randomness, painted it. It's not even finished. It's just a woman, you know, they look a bit like snowflakes. I don't know what they are, with these circles that maybe you could say was snow. But then months and months after, something happened, and then I started seeing orbs. So, just saying, I don't think it's a coincidence. And then this was a picture that it still isn't finished because I don't know what it's going to look like, and the eyes are not in properly. It needs layers and layers on it. That's why but it's blue, so it's, you know, don't know how that's going to end up yet. I just do it when I feel like doing it because it's just for me. So yeah, duck duck go, bed when I had like technology. I can't wait to be 25 years younger. Oh yeah, the med beds. Yeah, what was yeah. I mean, I believe we're going to be able. There might people who are really traumatized have to go on that, but I believe we're going to be able to heal ourselves and maybe rejuvenate ourselves and everything. Can you imagine? I think there's possible things. You know, some people might laugh and go, "Oh my God, crazy, crazy lady." Well, I'd rather be in the crazy gang because the crazy gang's more interesting than 3D. Let's put it that way. Definitely, definitely, definitely. But like I say, I'm just watching loads of people coming online. We're coming online. I don't mean online here. I mean online, connecting to your higher self. We have electrical beings, electrical, magnetic. That's why if you're supposed to drink a lot of water, it's your currents. It's your currents. Oh, you make me laugh when you say that, Jane, because when my hair wasn't dreaded and it's down here and it was dark, everyone used to say, "You remind me of Carla on Coronation Street from the Knicker Factory," from Manchester as well. So yeah, that's quite funny you should say that. Yeah. But I don't even know what I was going to come on to say. The collective consciousness is massive right now. Even people that are like not really been into it are starting to think of it. I'm not talking about the 3D mashup that's going on. I'm talking about the spiritual, because I've been trying to explain to people and people in my life that it is the spiritual and the physical merging, like the science and the spirit and the spiritual, the spirit side of things merging, the alchemy. But people, thanks, people go, "Oh yeah, but it's happened this before." It's, yeah, it's just the same thing. It isn't, because the spiritual thing has never merged before. It's never merged, but this is the merge. The waters above and the waters below are merging into one. It's a big soup, but in balance, because that side was a bit too much over the light. It's not meant to be like that, but it's woke us up, so can't really complain. But it's the merging of those working together. So yeah, we're still going to be doing certain things because we have a physical body, but this is the first time I think that's coming down as we go up, so it's merging. So yes, we still have this physical vessel, but we're still going to be able to be bringing new things online with different supernatural abilities, like I've said, coming online with everyone. And we've got to deprogram to reprogram ourselves, because it's that thing of getting out of the mind that we've been programmed, because we have been programmed, whether you like it or not. We have been programmed to believe we don't have these abilities, we're limited. We are not limited. We are not limited, far from limited. Things have kept us limited, yes, but they're being taken away. Those walls of them limitations outside and within us, and when it happens within us, it happens on the outside, it's shown on the outside, and then it falls down. It happens within us first. That's why manifestation and meditation is so important right now, of you going within, because once it's done on the inner, it comes on the outer and it disperses. That's why you're seeing a lot of shit going on in the 3D. And this is why I said to people, it's alchemy. That's how we're doing it. When people are realising to not get so caught up in it, be aware of it. That's what it's about. Be aware, be aware. But when you're actually looking at bits of the news, you can see what's going on. Because you're like, haha, so they're saying that. We know to flip reverse it, most of it. I'm not saying all of it, but you will see truth trickling out on the news, Fox News and stuff like that. It's happening. I don't need to, I haven't looked at anything this week. I haven't had my head in nothing. I've seen a few coupons and all that because I'm okay with it. And I'm trusting the plan, the divine plan, by the way. Yep, I'm out here and talking to people I meet in public and I'm having dynamic conversation. And it's great, isn't it? It's great. And even, like I said, I've spoke to a few people today or text, even 007 was saying something to me today and I was like, yes, 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 yes. It's finding your higher self, again, connection to source, that they want you to believe that isn't there. That source connection is also you, me and everybody. You know, in everybody's eyes, looking at everybody, you will see yourself because we are all one. So I'm going to go because I'm waffling. Don't even know what I'm waffling about. I don't even know if I've got everything out. I don't know. But I just wanted to make sure you were all okay. Another thing, I can't recommend purchase a water. I've got a water distiller, yeah. Purchase a water distiller. They are so worth it and your pineal gland will. Well, I purchased mine. Oh, yeah, he's put out, yeah, I know Dolly's got one. Yeah, I've got one. 50 quid it was. I've had it, I think it's over a year. And it's funny because after I got that, that's when certain things started happening with the orbs and stuff. So just saying. Just saying, and I can't drink tap water anyway because the taste is nasty. And when you wipe the distiller out, you'll see a load of dirt in it. So if you think you've been drinking fluoride water for years and years and years, people say it's things off the pipes. Well, yeah, but think of that in your body over time. And then people say they've got arthritis and stuff. It's like grains of sand in your joints. That's how I see it anyway. Not saying that's the truth, but it makes you think. Glad I found you. Look forward to another live. Oh, thank you, Manda. And anyone else who came in who's new. You've really been an encouragement and company for me. At least summer of 2018, I found your channel when you started talking about JFK Jr. I've needed to focus on me for some time now. However, thank you, Trill. That is the thing, you need to focus on you. Getting healthier, eating healthier foods, meditating, getting out in nature, the sun, nature. I'll big up nature all day long. Drinking water, breathing deeply, being around good people. My battery is about to die. Being around good people, and people may be a bit different, so you can have these different conversations with. But thank you for the new people coming in. Check your subscriptions that you've subscribed because they do unsubscribe people, and I'm trying to watch my subs at the minute. But I will be on again soon. What day? I don't even know what day is it. Is it Wednesday? Yeah. I will be on at some point again. I've been enjoying a few things and new things and stuff, but like I said, I'm taking time out for myself as well, but I'm not going nowhere. If you think, oh, she's gone a bit quiet, I'm not. I'm trying to experience things as well, and I'm trying so hard at the minute. I'm not on coffee anymore, so that's brilliant. I'm trying so hard to get in the daily routine. I've struggled with this recently. We all struggle with deprogramming before we go, so I'm going to be writing down. I'm not saying I've been doing it every day, but near enough, apart from if I'm somewhere else or whatever. A morning, 10-minute morning yoga stretch in the morning. My kettlebells is a bit on and off, and I know I need to get, that's the biggest thing I've got to kick. I want to get that done in the morning. I've got to start going bed earlier because with all this going on, I never go bed early. It's always 1 o'clock. It's always 1 o'clock. I'm like, every time I try to get in bed early, it's like 1 o'clock. So I know I need to do that for myself so I can get up early to get all that in. You know, when people say they haven't got time, well, you have to get up earlier to have time to myself before little one wakes up. If I go to bed early, it might not be every day, you know, shit happens and life is there, but when we can, even if it's every other day, trying to get that exercise in and that meditation, even if it's only 10 minutes or whatever, in the morning, because the more the evening goes on, you're like, can't bother, you know, get a bit tired, being productive and getting all in and trying to set up a new routine. And it's the only reason it's hard is, it might be easy for some, is because we've been so programmed to, oh, get up and do this and eat at this time, do this, this and this. I'm trying to break them. Like I've broke the coffee, I broke the meat ages ago. Don't eat meat, that's my choice. I'll tell a lie, I did have a bit of chicken at weekend, but that was, you know, I don't normally eat it, but it's just what was there at the time. And I did. So I won't lie about that, but mainly I don't eat meat. you know, but it's everything in balance at the end of the day, isn't it? So that's what I'm trying to do. Try and keep, if you're starting to meditate now, you've done it before, try and keep a notebook writing down and all that. It's really good to look at. And yeah, try to get to bed early too and end up going, I know it never happens, does it? But I need to. I need to slowly break into it. I'm not kicking myself for not doing it. I know I'll get there in my own divine time. So thank you all for coming in. Everybody who's in chat. I'm not going to read the names off because it's going to go off in a minute. So everybody in chat, I will be seeing you soon. I will be on soon. Yeah. And where we go, one we go all. The bigger picture is much more beautiful than most people know. Keep your frequencies up in this time, whatever. You don't like something, stop looking at it and go and do something else that makes you happy. I've been shouting that several times. Get out in nature, sit in the sun when you can, meditate, even if it's for 10 minutes, draw, whatever it is. Whatever it is, be around people that make you happy. Do what puts your frequency up. It's very important because if you believe in the dark side and that side that feed off fear, they don't like you being in joy. Let's put it that way. They don't like you being in joy. So love and light to everyone. Yes, Rachel. And I will see you very soon. If you've not subscribed, check anyway, because sometimes you subscribe, they are trying to censor a lot of things around the YouTube realm. But at the end of the day, it's already won, you know. They know this. They know there's too many people awaking. Yes. Oh, late, yeah. Yeah, so thank you, and I will see you very soon. Bye.